He's live. I'm live.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I just have this closer.
Oh, uh-oh.
So they just can't see me yet. I'll wait till I get some people in.
It's okay.
Oh,
Is that go in?
so yeah. I should get to mute that. Dun, 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 dun. So I'm gonna start doing a raffle. Yeah, raffle tickets. They're trying to get a super chat. They're gonna get a raffle ticket. Then we'll put them away. And then when I get rid of 20 or how many ever, we'll do a drawing. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
What up, Butters? Sneak peek. Hey, what's up? How's it going, man? Happy New Year, bro. How's it going, man?
What are you doing?
This was like a pop up live, so
What are you doing?
I'm gonna wait for a few people see if we
Oh,
see if we
I
get
thought you
anybody in
said
here.
something else.
Then we're gonna talk about what's up with this Kings of Gary,
Oh,
Indiana.
you guys getting hit with some snow out there?
Yeah, it was good, man. You too, bro. Hope it was a good one.
Oh, yeah, it's snowing.
Was that Adam?
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. But Adam
No.
was getting some snow too.
Asked me who I was talking to.
Dun, dun. What's up, Joni? Happy New Year's from us.
Oh,
Hope
yeah.
everything's going all right for you.
You send that back to me? I said, did you send that 20 to me?
Hey, Kaylee. Happy New Year. How's it going?
Why didn't you? Because it showed that I got $20 back from you.
Dun, dun, dun,
It
dun,
shows
dun.
that you sent me $20 back on my Cash App.
What's up, everybody?
I sent you 20. Remember?
Everything, everywhere, everybody.
Well, evidently you sent it back to me.
What up, Ryan? He said hi, Brandy.
Oh, hi, y'all.
He can hear you.
My bad.
You're fine, babe. She's on the phone right now, guys, but
Yeah,
that's all good.
I don't know.
Dude, it's gonna be an awesome year, bro.
That was weird.
We're gonna get down
That's
this
why I
year.
called you to ask you to find out. Like,
Everything's good. Well, I hope you feel better. I'm gonna turn the camera on here in a minute, but I just wanted to wait till I get a few
looking at
people
your
in here, and
Cash
I'm gonna
App.
tell you guys what's up with this Kings of
Oh, I was
Gary,
gonna say,
Indiana.
look at it and see.
It's gonna be a new live chat series with my brother and I. And we're not saying we're the
Dude, I'm
kings
telling you.
of
I
Gary.
just took it, put it in
We're saying
my.
that's our last name is
transfers
King.
over.
So we are officially
'Cause I
the
don't have
Kings of
20 in
Gary,
there, and then all
Indiana.
of a sudden
Well,
I
at
have
least
another
some of
20,
them.
and it was like, what, Jordan?
But that's what it's all
When did
about.
you
What up,
send that
Sean?
to me?
Happy New Year, man. Hope your Christmas was good. Yep, yep. Ryan, tell your dad if you want, I get you guys in Dunbar, Pulaski with no worries. If you guys want to go check it out, I know you guys been there before.
Whoa, hold on a second. Hold on.
I'll get you guys full permission
That is
by the owner,
so
the guy who bought it.
weird. And it showed that I sent it to you, right?
Boom, 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 boom. I know. I can't wait till they start doing their live. They were talking about it last time they were here, and yeah, I can't wait for them to start that. They said they're gonna bring me up on the panel sometimes too. Asked me if I would. I said that absolutely,
You
man.
might want to check, but if you did, you would have to manually send
Definitely.
it to me.
I know. I can't wait.
It's not going to automatically take it out of there.
Yeah. Oh, we're definitely going back to that Bell Gunness property, dude.
I got paid.
So yeah, this is gonna be
And I didn't work for 2
a
weeks.
series that my brother and I we're both gonna be on screen,
Wait, today.
and we're just gonna tell you stories, man, of stuff when we were growing
I
up,
would
the
look at
stuff
your
we've done, the stuff we've
account.
seen. It's just there's so many stories and
You?
so much wild stuff that you You can't even make up shit like this. You know what I mean? And we've talked about it before. And I always thought it would be like a good like Netflix series loosely based on us, or because there's just so much wild shit and fun stuff, and it's gonna be cool. And then like people from Gary that grew up, yeah, that'd be cool, bro. People who grew up in Gary, if they want to jump on and tell some of their stories, we're gonna invite them to do that also. And then like I was just at my mom's house and I told her about it, and she loved the idea. And I told her we might bring her up on screen to tell you guys about us too. And she's like, "Oh boy!" So she's game, and
Never mind.
you know,
That was from the last time.
we're gonna start doing it like I think every Thursday at 7,
It was only $20.
because that's what works out for both of us. You know what I mean?
But I still had it in my account. I missed.
So it's gonna be cool. We got a lot of stories, and we can show you. We've already filmed the places pretty much, because in our videos of our channel, you know, we do everything Gary, and a lot of stuff's from where we grew up and stuff we knew, and that's how it all started with our doing the abandoned schools we went to. So yeah, man, it's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna put up some pictures and childhood pictures and some pictures of places, and hopefully we get some of our childhood friends that moved away a long time ago that we still talk to. Maybe we can get them up on the screen too, and we can talk. These stories are just, they're fun to hear, you know, and they're fun to tell. So, and a lot of the stuff's like, wow, I can't believe we're still here through that shit. You know what I mean?
No, really?
It's gonna be a good time.
I didn't know that.
But that's what this is all about.
I didn't know none of that. I wasn't there.
So
I wasn't there. I don't know. You were adopted.
All right, I got my other mic on now. Can you guys hear me? What up, Kitty?
Yeah.
Can you guys hear me all right?
It's coming down. I mean, the ground's covered. They're saying, I was reading this.
Awesome. Thanks, Joni.
We're getting like up to 18 inches. We could get hit
So
with
yeah,
18 inches of
this is gonna be fun. It's something, like I said, something we wanted to do for a while. You know, it was like Tales from the Hood. You know what I mean? So
none of us want that.
You're engaged up there? Oh my God, dude.
I know, he goes crazy.
Engaged up there VR, and guys, I heard him all the way down here. You guys probably even heard him.
Is he playing the VR? I think because when I came down here, he was on his computer.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll drop another
Yeah,
picture real
that's
quick
why I was
before I
calling anyway,
turn my
to get
camera
what
on.
the hell's going on?
Let's see what we got here. I was at my mom's. I was taking pictures of all the pictures she's got on her walls. So to the left right here is the guy with the black shirt. That's my Uncle Danny, and that's me.
I don't.
And then next to that's my mom and my brother Paul, Steel City Storm.
You might have enough.
I got a bunch of pictures, you guys. And then right in the center of the screen is my brother in the black pants and white shirt with my cousin Adrian, which is that's him right above that picture also with the hat on. That's my cousin Adrian. And then some of Paul's kids, and yeah, you guys see.
Do what?
I was taking some shots at my mom's house. I was just over there, took the kids by to see her, and let's see what else I got.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yes, it is. Oh, look, you're showing all your pictures.
I'm gonna put a couple up real quick.
Oh, Steve's showing some old pictures of him and his mom and him, Paul, and all the kids. And
they're so small. I'm trying to see which one they're which. Look at my brother and I. That was right before our wedding.
Look at Brittany.
That's my niece Brittany right there in the red. That's Paul's daughter, his oldest. That's me and him. I had short hair. My mom goes, that's before tattoos. I go, bullshit, we had tattoos.
She just didn't know about them.
We just hid them for a long time.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The pictures he showed on YouTube.
Or if Nathan will allow us to film. That'd be cool, man. I asked him about that before, Butters.
Aiden's in her room and Gage is on his computer.
All right, I'm about to turn this background off.
What?
Oh, sorry, guys. Man, I gotta look this tickle. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera on. Bing.
I go back.
What's up, y'all? Bing. Let's see. Yeah, man. So that's what this is gonna be about. That's gonna be the King brothers story. So we're gonna tell you, like, start telling you. I'm gonna go back to like my first memories. You know what I mean? And Brandy was asking me. She goes, "Can you? What's the first memory you ever remember?" And and man, it's hard to say. You know. I remember we lived on 35th in Connecticut in Gary, which is not where we live when I was born, but I don't remember any other places but that house. That's the only one I remember. And we lived there for a long time, and we made a lot of our closest lifelong friends on that block. So that's, I remember babysitters, and I remember the neighbors, and I remember learning how to ride a bike without training wheels at that house. I remember my dad coming by and bringing us bikes for our birthdays, which my mom and dad, they were divorced since right after I was born. He wasn't a nice guy, so she did what she had to do. She raised 3 kids by herself, and the only time, hey, Happy New Year's, and and she did a good job with us, I think. And when we grew up in Gary, it was fun, and I wouldn't trade it for anything, for any richest kid's childhood anywhere. I would never trade it for any of that, because we had fun growing up in Gary. We played. Our block was real tight. Our friends were tight. Uh, we all looked out for each other. I remember 4th of July's on our block. Everybody came to our block from the neighborhood, and I remember the next day the streets being full of that red firecracker paper, and we would go through and clean it up and find all the ones that didn't go off. High flow and stuff like that. That's some of my earliest memories of growing up. And I remember Dad coming by and beep beep, go out there. Hey, I got your bike for your birthday. Grab it out of the back of the truck, give us a few bucks, gone. You know what I mean? So I didn't have a whole lot of memories of my dad. My brother does, because he's 5 years older than I am. And later on in life, after this, teenage years, he lived with them for a while because he was a little hard to handle. My mom couldn't take it, so she was sending him to go live with Dad. I would see my dad on the weekends sometimes. Sometimes it'd be a while, you know what I mean? But 35th in Connecticut, it was fun. We played ditch. That was when you could run the streets and play, and be home by the time the street lights come on. It was just fun, man. Playing ditch. One time I was walking home from my friend's house that lived a couple streets over, and as soon as I hit our street, I was walking up the sidewalk. I found this little black canister, and it was probably like big as a CO2 cartridge for like a pellet gun or something. But it was black and it had all this writing on it, and it had like this white writing on it, and it said something about law enforcement or something on it. And it had a glass bubble on top of it. On one end was like a glass bubble. And I'm probably like 6 or 7 years old, you know. And I find this, and the first thing a kid wants to do is, I'm gonna break that bubble, you know what I mean? So I remember looking at it, and I took it and I threw it at the sidewalk. Jeezy, what's up, bro? What's happening? Happy New Year, man. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be better than last. Make sure of that. Last year was a good year. I remember finding this CO2 cartridge, and had a glass top on it, writing on it, and I threw it on the sidewalk to break the glass to see what happens. Dude, it was a tear gas cartridge from the police that didn't go off or something, or did somebody, one of them dropped it. Dude, it busted, and that thing, the tear gas shot straight up into my face. And I remember going, oh my God. And it burned so bad. It went in my nose and my eyes, my mouth. Man. And it burned so bad. And I took off running towards home. We lived probably about 6 houses away, but across the street. So I take off running, and man, it burned so bad. And I ran into a tree. And then I went across the street and I ran right into a parked car. And the next thing I know, somebody picks me up and starts running with me towards my house and goes, "You okay, Steve? What happened? What happened?" I don't know. My eyes are burning. It happened to be one of my brother's best friend, Mike Bolden. Dude lived right across the street. He swooped me up and ran me to the house. And he's like, "Claudia," my mom, Claudia, "something's wrong. I don't know what happened. What happened?" And I was telling him what I did, and he's like, "Man, that's a tear gas cartridge." It blasted me right in my eyes, man. And my mom took me to the hospital, and they had to flush my eyes and stuff. And man, oh, it hurt so bad. I'll never forget that. And yeah. So that was another early memory of growing up on Connecticut, 35th and Connecticut. What's up, Juan? Hey, man, me and Paul's gonna start this thing. We're gonna start telling our stories, man. He's down with it. I didn't plan on starting tonight. But you know what? I figured I'd go on and get a kickstart going on this and explain to everybody what it's all about. Kings of Gary, Indiana. Now, of course, we don't think we're the kings, like we're in charge of shit. Well, we are the King brothers, and we are the kings of Gary, Indiana. At least some of them. So that's what that's all about. And I thought it sounded cool, and I'm like, we're going with it. King brothers. I was gonna put like King brothers of Gary, and I just don't, What up, man? I see you. Hey. I see you too. Charlie. What's up, man? Happy New Year. Dude, I will never get rid of these. Actually, I think I'm gonna put them in a scrapbook. Hell yeah. That's Scott. What else, Scott? I see you too. What are you guys doing out there, man? But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We got a lot of stories of growing up out here. Mom raising us by herself. You know what I mean? Just growing up in Gary, us being the minority. You know what I mean? It was rough, and we've seen a lot of stuff and experienced a lot of stuff, a lot of struggles. You know what I mean? And here we are. We're still here, and it's some entertaining stuff. I think. Because there's some crazy stories like the tear gas one. I'm trying to go back to like my earliest memories. Dad only showing up once or twice a year and bring us a bike, happy birthday, you know. But we made our own fun and we made the best of it. Mom worked our ass off, 2 or 3 jobs to take care of 3 kids, you know. And it's all been a struggle, man. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Uh, we were a close family, close neighborhood. Like I'm talking about the block, you know. We all grew up 35th Connecticut. The whole neighborhood would congregate on our street, and everybody was genuine and everybody's cool, you know. And we seen a lot of messed up stuff. But the tear gas, that's one of my earliest memories. Found that tear gas cartridge, and I had to throw it down and break the glass bubble on it. And it sprayed me right in the face. Running home, running in the trees, parked car. And then luckily my brother's friend scooped me up, ran me home. Mom took me to the hospital, flushed my eyes out. Yeah, man. Stuff like that, you know, we're gonna just start telling it. And we wanted to go to like the spots that these things happen and tell our stories. But it's so damn dangerous now, you know what I mean? You know, I think that's why we never really started doing it. I mean, we did a couple of places, but a lot of these places are gone now, and it's just dangerous getting out there in Gary and doing stuff like that. You know, I mean, it's not dangerous, but I mean, we're always out there anyways. It's just hanging out on those streets, you know, and doing stuff. So you know, we got a lot of stories. I remember another one. My brother and I had a newspaper route. We thought we were going to be the newspaper boys, you know. We were doing good for a while, and I remember one Christmas morning, it was a Sunday, the newspapers got delivered. Mom got us up super early again, and the newspapers were like that thick. It was a Sunday paper, and it was the Christmas edition. So they are huge, man. And it was snowing like crazy, deep snow. And we had to get out and go deliver these newspapers before she would let us open our presents. We did like 2 blocks. We got to the end of the road, where like 33rd in Pennsylvania, and there's a big field right there. And we just threw all the newspapers in the field and went back home. And I remember she was like, "You guys are done already?" We're like, "Yeah, we really kicked it high gear. You know, we wanted to hurry up and get home. It's cold out there, and we want to open our presents, so we hurried up and delivered them all." She's like, "Okay." We're opening our presents, man. As we're opening our presents and stuff, people are knocking at our door. Mom goes open the door, and it's one of the guys, the people from down the street. He was wanting to know where his newspaper was. And then before you know it, there's somebody else at the door. Well, we had like all these people come to the house, and then the boss guy was calling the house to talk to my mom, saying that these people all didn't get their newspapers. Oh, she was so pissed. She's like, "Where are those newspapers?" And we had to tell her, you know. We're like, "We didn't want to deliver the rest of them, man. We were cold. We wanted to go home." She said, "Get your asses dressed right now. Go get those newspapers and go deliver them." So I'm throwing all this shit in the garbage. My mom didn't play, man. My mom didn't play. And she would have. So we had to get our asses back up, get dressed, walk down about 3 blocks, and get all these newspapers. It was snowing, and we had to go deliver the rest of them, which was about 8 to 10 more blocks of people. Oh man. But yeah, that's another one. That's a good one. She was so pissed. We lied to her. Yeah, she was mad. Oh, crazy stuff. But yeah, we're gonna start doing these on Thursdays, I think, and my brother's gonna get in. We have him on the screen. We're gonna tell some of these stories, you know, and it's they're all wet. They're heavy as hell. We had a sled we were using in the winter to drag them around like a toboggan. Yeah, it was crazy. And then like in the summertime, shit, we had a grocery cart even. And then the houses on Ridge Road in Gary, they sit up on a big hill. I had delivered to all those houses too. And instead of walking up all the stairs, if you go up behind them, there's a road that runs behind them, and you just throw them at their back door. But yeah, good stuff. It was fun growing up in Gary, man. Like playing ditch and even then we were hanging out in abandoned houses and shit. We'd find an empty house, abandoned house. We're hanging out in it. And we would do that. We built forts. That's another old memory. Down there by where we dumped the newspapers, it was a patch of woods. Hey, what's up, Ruth? Happy New Year. Um, there was a patch of woods down there, and we would build these club. Wow. I got cotton mouth for some reason. No. And we would build these forts down there. We'd find all. What up, Mike? I'm telling you, man, that neighborhood, 33rd up to 37th, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Massachusetts Street. Those was all like our route around there. And then we had those houses on the hill. They sucked. But yeah. What was I saying though? Oh, about the clubhouses, man. We would find all this like this wood, different places, and we take it out, drag it out to the woods, and we would build these cool forts. We would put stuff in them, and we used to catch gardener snakes back then. We out there in the woods and all kinds of cool shit, man. We'd hang out in there. We'd put posters up in there, and we'd stash our Playboys in there, and it's boy stuff, man. And then there was like a little trail through there, and they had a couple jumps and stuff. We'd ride our bikes, and then the older kids that lived down the street, every once in a while we'd go out there to go to our fort, and our fort would be gone. And what they would do, they would steal all of our wood and all of our stuff. Ivy Tech Woods, yep. I was just in there last year looking for see if they had any mushrooms growing back there. But yeah, they would steal all of our wood, and then we'd have to go try to find where they built their clubhouse at, which would be somewhere else in different woods around the neighborhood. And then we'd have to wait for them not to be there, and then we'd have to steal all of our shit back, and then we'd go build our clubhouse somewhere else. It was like an ongoing thing. And I remember one time we built a 2-story clubhouse. It was cool. Yep, between two trees with the 2x4s, we made like a 2-story one, and they took that too. And one time we were at that clubhouse playing, and had a buddy named Charlie growing up, and he lived right across the street from the woods. And I remember his little brother Keith had a really bad stutter, and but I used to go over there and hang out with Charlie. And one time we had these 2 sticks we found, and they looked like they were used for something before because the way they were cut, they were like round pieces of timber, and like an old fence post or something. And we were playing like sword fighting with them, and he hit me right on my thumb, and his had an old rusty nail sticking out of it. And what up, James? Happy New Year, man. And the rusty nail went through my thumbnail, and nailed his piece of wood, my thumb. And when the nail came out of my thumb, it went into the piece of wood I was holding. We were like, it was all nailed together. So we had to yank that one off. And man, as soon as he pulled it off, I see a big hole through my thumb. Man, it was bleeding like crazy. And we ran into his house, and his dad, I remember his dad, he was a big guy. And he was like, what the fuck? So he took me in the bathroom, and he was running cold water. And I was watching the water go through the hole in my thumb. blood, you know. He wrapped me up and uh, stopped, you know, wrapped it up kind of tight and everything, and gave me a bill of rag, and he ran me to my house. I only live 2 streets, not 2 blocks up, but I remember driving me to the house and showing my mom and I had a little hospital. To this day, I still got like an imperfection in the middle of my thumbprint for where that hole was. I can still see it. It used to, for a long time you could see it real good, but through the years it's pretty much faded. And my thumbprints are kind of growing back, but I could see where it was still. Yep, it was crazy though. I'll never forget that shit. It hurt so bad. Oh man, it was an old, decayed, rusty nail too. It was like one of those old, rusty ones that's like already falling apart. You know what I mean? Ugh. Had to get tetanus shots and shit. At the Post Tribune, huh? Hey man, we've been through that building while it was abandoned. It's pretty wild. I wish the printing presses were still in there, but they're not. And where they were, it's all flooded. I think there's like a monster living in that water. Cause dude, we've been there a couple times. We heard something, sound like something swimming in that damn thing. It might have been rats though. You know what I mean? Well, yeah, that shit hurt so bad, man. And for a long time, you could see through my fingernail. I had a spot on under my fingernail. You could see where it went through. But that since then, that's gone. I can't even see that anymore. That shit hurt. Is that right, Eddie? Eddie. I thought Eddie was back there. 4 nails. See that right there? That's an urban explorer's nightmare. Big Tone stepped on a nail. I've stepped on nails, but I stepped on a nail and it went through my boot just enough that I could feel it on my insole. So it didn't go through the insole. I could feel the point of it though on my foot. And I looked and yep, sure enough, I had a damn nail on my boot. But that's always been a fear of mine too. But I'm really careful when I explore. You always got to watch where you step. Don't step on old wood because there's gonna be nails in it most of the time. And never step on a piece of cardboard or a tarp because people put that shit over holes. And I've seen somebody step on a tarp and go through the floor. I got it on video. But yeah, that hurts, man. It happened to Big Tone one time. He wears like gym shoes, man. Not me. I wear boots when I go exploring places like that. And I also got a puncture resistant pair of boots I bought just because of that. Because that shit scares me. So never step on old wood. Watch stepping on that shit. Um, uh, never step on a tarp or cardboard. I'm even leery about stepping on boards. And usually, if there's a board off a window, there's nails sticking out. Because you remember that stepping in through a window. Watch some damn boards. Yeah, Joel wears sandals. You know what? That's bit him in the ass a couple times when I was with him. One time he got his feet all wet and it was cold out. And I know Tone stepped on a nail before. I remember that. Maybe a couple times. What else? Watch when you go in abandoned buildings, it's more dangerous if it's raining or the weather's bad outside because that's where animals go for shelter. And that's one thing that I'm always afraid of too. Is walking in as a damn dogs, wild dogs. 'Cause I would hate to have to shoot them. You know what I mean? But I will. And I don't even worry about people as much as dogs. People, especially in Gary. I mean, we've never ran into any homeless or person down on our luck that was an ass. You know what I mean? They're real people and they're cool, and you talk to them with respect, and you let them know, hey, this is your shit, man. I'm just here visiting, man. you know, I want to check the place out. I tell you what, nobody messes with my car. I'll give you $10 when we're done, you know, or whatever. Or we'll like helping people out, you know. Like right now, I'm putting that stuff together for Jason. I got some more stuff coming from Jamie at the shop. He's more like his size too. He said he's got some shoes and stuff for him, so putting together his package for him. And I talked to his daughter, and I mean, everybody's got their differences and whatever going on, but I just let her know that I did meet him and met her dad, and I don't know his situation or what went wrong or whatever, but I'm gonna help him out a little bit, and you know, she's like, thanks, you know. But anyways, uh, yeah, nails. What else? Dogs freak me out, man. I've done that before. Oh my god. Unfortunate. Big fingernails. I was good always at hitting my funny bone a lot. Oh, that's the worst. I hate that. But yeah, we're gonna package together, man, for old boy, and we're gonna take it to him here in a day or so. I already got all my stuff together. I'm just waiting for the other guys to bring their stuff, and we're gonna take it down to them. We got some jackets and getting some pants and some shoes for them. I got some hoodies and a bunch of old T-shirts that I don't wear anymore. I needed to get rid of that. Make some room in my drawer for my clothes. Anyways, there's always not enough room. So, decent stuff, you know what I mean? I like to get them some socks and stuff though. And then, you know, then boom, there it is, man. I know I hate the funny bones. It's the worst. Oh, I hate that feeling. Hmm. Or hit my knee on something. Oh. So Charlie and Scott, what are you guys doing out there? One time, so my mom, before she started really carrying a pistol when we were kids, um, she had a tear gas gun. Let me tell you this. Me and these tear gas incidents, man. Uh, she had a tear gas gun, and it would take these little cartridges. They were bullets, but they didn't have no lead on them. They were like kind of crumpled at the end. And when you shoot it, it makes like a pop, and a tear gas comes out. And yeah, right. Hit that toe. Ow. One time, me and my buddies were at the house messing around. My mom was working. It was either that or we were skipping school. But mom was at work, and I go, check this out, man. She let it was at the house, you know. I got that tear gas going. I'm like, it's just tear gas, man. Let's go shoot one outside. And they're like, all right, you know. Me and my buddies, I think it was Lamar, and my buddy Michael. And we go out in the backyard. And it looked like a real 22 revolver. It was a little gun, you know. It was a revolver, you know. And so we went outside. And I shoot this damn thing. As soon as I shoot it, it goes pop, and the tear gas comes out, and the wind blows right in our face. So I didn't even think about checking the wind direction or anything. We're just like, let's shoot this gun. Pow. And man, as soon as I shot it, the wind blew it right in all three of our faces. Oh, we were on fire. Oh my god, we had to go in the house and rinse our eyes out and shit. Oh man, shit burned so bad. You know, it was a little tear gas gun. She would carry it for protection because she rode the city bus back and forth to work all the time. Most of the time, she did have cars, but you know, that was another thing. My mom had a best friend, and she drove one of the Gary buses for years. Her friend Eleanor, and sometimes Eleanor would get the route that we lived right on the corner of 35th and Delaware at this time, 2 blocks over from where we grew up. and the bus stop was right in front of our house. We live on the corner, and the building we lived in, it, it used to be a storefront with a big apartment, a basement, and garage behind it, and we lived in that. And the front was a union hall for these Teamsters, I do believe. They were gangsters, man. I know it. But there was a door that separated our apartment, which we had the basement, and all the back apartment, which was 2 bedrooms, kitchen, living room, bathroom, uh, like a back porch, and then we had a screening porch on the back with a yard, apple trees, pear trees, all kinds of trees in the yard, a garage, big privacy fence. It was cool. But we used to have parties up in that hall. They would let us. They were really cool. And I remember one time they were striking. It's all the signs, the strike signs up there. I'll never forget that. It always smelled like cigarettes and cigars in there. But anyways, my mom's friend she drove the buses, and sometimes she would get the route that went by our house. And in the wintertime, we would go out there and we would make like hundreds of snowballs, and we would stockpile them all up because we had a privacy fence with the garage and then the house building. You couldn't see in our yard, and what we would do, we would throw snowballs at buses and cars and stuff. Wow, my mom, she worked in the village. She worked in the village snack shop, the little restaurant in there, for years. Broke both your ankles, ribs. Oh my god. Oh man. Holy cow. That was a bad fall. Man, oh man. I hope you feel better soon. Yeah, I remember Russ. I remember getting toys there. Wow. We would throw snowballs at cars, and one time we lit the bus up. It was my mom's friend working. Oh my god. Damn. That's a lot, man. Oh my god. So you're really laid up right now. Man, oh man. Man, I hope you heal fast. Jeez. Man, man. Would you fall out of an airplane? Damn. Yeah. My mom was so mad, and she would find out everything working in the village. She worked in that snack shop for years and years, and there would be stuff that happened at school, and my mom would know it before we even told anybody, or by the time she got home, she knew shit, and they're like, "How do you know?" And she's like, "You forget, I know everybody." 'Cause everybody, teachers, principals, police, everybody would go through that restaurant sooner or later, and a lot of them were regulars up there. Man, she would know everything, and it was like even stuff we didn't even get in trouble for at school, but we should have gotten in trouble. She would know. It's like the school didn't call. It's because of the teacher ended up coming in for lunch or something. It was crazy, man. And one time, we had apple trees and pear trees and cherry tree, all kinds of shit in our yard, and we would throw those rotten crab apples at cars too. But you know what? When we did the snowballs, it was fun, and police cars were like 10 points. One time we lit this cop car was coming. I go, "That's a cop car," and it was like 10, 15 of us out there, and I'm like, "Let's get it." As soon as he was coming by, man, Captain Kangaroo, right? I remember, you know, it reminds me of being home from school. Is the Beverly Hillbillies and shit like that. Oh my god, damn, girl, man, sure hate to hear that, man. Oh man, hope you get well soon. Heal up fast. But anyways, yeah. One time we bombed the cop car was coming, and we lit him up. Bah, 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 man, lit him up. Man, he stopped and he jumped out. And we all jumped the fence because that was our thing. If you come, jump the fence because we were usually on top of the shed on the other side of the garage or something, and split up, you know. So that's what we did. And he come to find out it was this guy Carlos, and he was one of the meanest undercover cops in Gary. He used to work at the schools, matter of fact, at Wallace, and him and my brother didn't get along at all. I know that. But it was him. We lit him up, and then he tried to chase us, and we all split up. He was so pissed. He ended up coming back to my house. Carlos. I don't remember his last name, but I recall him Carlos. And oh, he was so pissed. I remember he used to work at the Wallace. He was one of the cops that walked the halls and shit. My brother would remember his name. It's like I said, next week I'm gonna have him on here with me, and we're gonna listen to some of his stuff too. You know what I'm talking about? That was him. He had that white police car, unmarked. Yep. We lit him up, and he ended up coming to the house, and he was an asshole, and he ended up coming to the house. My mom cussed him out and shit the next day. She said, "How the fuck you know my kids?" Hey, what's up, Michelle? That too. My mom knew them all. My mom knew a lot of them, and we got a lot of breaks from it because they, like I said, even they would come in there. That's like my mom pulled that gun on that dude, that coach at school for beating my ass. Her best friend, one of her really good friends, was the head of detectives in Lake County. You know, and he got her out of going to jail and shit. But she knew all the cops too. But yeah. But let me tell you, later on, at the same house though, my brother, man, this is a long story. I'm gonna save this story. I'm gonna wait till he's on for this one, where shit went south with the cops because they were getting sued. They end up not getting sued, but that's bullshit. But I'm gonna let my brother tell you that story. Crazy. They almost killed him. Anyways, yeah, we would throw apples and snowballs, man. But we lit that cop up, man, and he was so pissed. My mom ended up cussing him out. And then there was another time. It was me and a couple of my buddies. Mom was working. My sister was there. So they oh, you believe me, I got tons of them. Tons of them. One time we were throwing snowballs at cars, and we lit up this Cadillac driving by. And we all ran in the house before you could turn around and see where they came from. That's what was cool about where we lived, the way it was set up. And we lit him up. And he turns around, and we all ran in the house. And by the time he got out of his car and was coming up to my back door, we were all in the house. Well, well, my sister's still outside, and I looked around, see she was still outside. Oh my God, Norma's still outside. So I didn't know what to do, and this big old dude was outside, and he was yelling, and she was out there crying, and I seen her sitting there in the snow, and I grabbed a machete we had for chopping down weeds, and I just opened the door up, and I ran outside, and I just started swinging that machete like a crazy person. And man, he almost fell on his ass jumping off the porch. And I chased him all the way to his car. He jumped in his car and took off. I didn't know what else to do but chop him up. Get my sister, you know what I mean? Yeah, it was wild. He ended up leaving. He looked like Isaac Hayes. I remember he had a beard, bald, black dude. He was pissed though, man. We lit him up. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, I'm not gonna run out of stories. We got tons of them, man. So many. It worked. It did. Took off. I was swinging. Like I was trying to chop him up. I'm a kid, man. Yeah, my sister's out there. I wonder where Scott and Charlie went. They seen me and they left. They're like, I see you. Yeah, there's so many stories. See, I'm trying to keep it to my stuff right now, and then when my brother comes in, we'll do his thing, and then we'll start talking about stuff that we experienced together. You know. Then another thing I remember growing up there was walking the Dairy Queen, and walking our dog up there and getting our ice cream and stuff. And one time I was taking karate. It's the first time I got my nose broke. I got kicked in the nose. But anyways, I came home from karate practice. I still had my karate gi on and stuff. My mom was like, let's walk up to Dairy Queen. I'm like, all right. So we all walked up there. And I remember my sister was like, yeah, it's going to be a lot of stories just growing up, you know. That's what the King brothers growing up in Gary, Indiana, you know. And like I said, we're pretty much the minority, you know what I mean? So it wasn't always easy. We went through a lot of shit growing up. We'll get into some of the bad stuff too, but like I said, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's just crazy stories, you know. See, you can't write this stuff. But anyways, we'd walk up to Dairy Queen, and one time we walked up there, and my sister was messing with me the whole time about my karate gi. She kept calling it my pajamas, and I was getting pissed, and I'm like, "Shut up!" And she's like, "No, you shut up." And I'm like, "No, you." Anyways, we go up there and we get our ice cream, and we turn around, we cross Broadway, and we're walking back home. And as soon as she was saying something to me again, I was like, "Why don't you shut up?" I go, "I hope you drop your ice cream." And I shit you not, I swear on everything. As soon as I said, "I hope you drop your ice cream," a bird shit on her ice cream, right on top of it. She started crying and shit. Shit, we ended up feeding it to the dog. The dog ate it. He didn't care. And we went back up there and got her another one. But I'll never forget that. As soon as I said, "I hope you drop your ice cream," a bird shit on her ice cream. Like, that's what you get. See? God loves me. It was funny. Yeah. We fed it to the dog. Dog didn't care. Dog ate it. My mom was like, "What?" My mom was laughing so hard, I thought she could piss herself. Oh, so funny. That was good stuff. Watch, when I get my mom on here, there's gonna be some stories. I'm telling you that I'm gonna bring up why my mom when we get my mom on panel one night. And that's one of them. Yeah, some fun stuff. One time we were at my buddy Lamar's house. He lived right there on 35th in Massachusetts, and he had this old man that lived next door, and I think his name was Mitch. He was an asshole, man. He was always talking shit to us, and always, man, he was just a grumpy. Yeah, he was a big dude though. He was like a big old man, not like no little frail old man. He was a big dude, big Polish guy, I think. And man, he was just always talking shit, man. And one day we were over there and we were all outside and we were fucking around and he kept talking shit and we were like cussing him out and stuff or something. And my buddy started making fun of him and shit. And all of a sudden, this dude fucking like jumps like 3 steps and just comes at us, So first thing we did, we cut through the backyard and we ran down the alley and he was chasing us. My cousin Dave was there. Rest in peace. Dave was with us, Lamar and Michael Ojeda, I think. And we were making fun of him and stuff. And he jumps off this porch and he comes at us like, because he was pissed, And we didn't expect that. We didn't expect him to do that. And he did. And when we took off down the alley, we're running. And I turn around and he's right behind us. I mean, he wanted to catch us. So we all split up. My cousin Dave went left and he ended up cutting through the gas station. He said he jumped over the guard dog and shit that's chained up outside. I don't know. But he's like, man, dude, I jumped over that fucking dog, man. And he ended up running and hiding in a phone booth that was on the corner. Well, my buddy Lamar, he ended up going straight. And I cut right. Wow, so was my uncle. My uncle used to be a chief of Gary Police, bro. Adrian Paris. He was he was on Gary back then. He used to own Thumbs Up, also the bar in Miller. But anyways, Lamar goes straight. And I turned right, and there's a chain link fence because it was like a social club on the corner. I think that's what it was. It's been a few places, but I think at the time it was like a social club or something. And they had a fenced in yard, So I jumped the fence, and as soon as I jumped the fence, I landed and I fell. And the old man was right there at the fence, and instead of jumping the fence coming after me, he picked up a piece of asphalt like this big, and he whipped it at me and hit me right in the back with it. Oh my God, it hurt so bad. I think he bruised my ribs and shit. Oh man, it hurt. But man, I didn't even cry. No, I bet I did. But I went home, and my mom wasn't home, but my brother and like 8 of his friends, all these big ass dudes, man, they're all at my house playing basketball, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, and I lift up back my shirt, and I got this big old mark on my back from that piece of asphalt he hit me with. And they're like, "What happened?" And I was like, and I told him, man, that poor guy. Man, they went over there, and they walked up to the house, and the guy came out on his front porch. My brother's like, I forget what he said. Even he's like, something about hitting my brother, and he's like, "Well, little asshole, something." Man, before I know it, my brother grabbed that dude and snatched him off the porch. And he landed on the sidewalk, and him and all of his buddies start beating the dog shit out of that dude, man. They beat the shit out of him. He's like, "You ever touch my brother again?" That was a good thing, man. I had people looking out for me in the hood, in the neighborhood growing up. Yeah, my brother was off the chain. You guys know him now. Paul, the nicest guy in the world. Steel City Storm, nicest guy in the world. But man, let me tell you, growing up, that dude was off the chain. He was always in some shit, always fighting. I think he's been kicked out of school twice for beating up teachers, man. He was telling you, and he is a totally different person these days. Totally. Yeah, he was nuts, man. Wait till you hear his stories. Like that shit with the cops, man. Oh my God. But yeah, they beat the shit out of that dude, man. I felt bad for that guy. But hey, that's the way it was. That was just because we were teasing him, he had no right to do that. And they kicked his ass. He is awesome. That's like when I got to the Wallace, he already paved the way, beat up teachers, beat up one of the baddest bullies in the school, man. When that dude didn't even come back to school again. And freshman week at Wallace, I remember, because they would do shit to freshmen, man, all kind of crazy shit. And my brother was already kicked out of that school. And these dudes, they cornered me in this hallway. And they were talking about freshman week, this, that. Well, two of my brother's friends were still in that school, and they were walking by. Mose Carter, he was like the captain of the football team. Nice guy ever. He's still around too. He's a preacher now. I seen on Facebook. But anyways, he stopped and he goes, because these are guys that would be at my house, call my mom, eat dinner at our house, hang out. You know what I mean? He stopped. He went, you guys know who that is? And they're like, freshman, this is freshman meat, fresh meat, some shit. And he goes, that's Paul King's little brother. They went, crazy white boy? And he goes, yeah. He goes, oh shit, that's all you had to say. They left me alone. They didn't fuck with me no more. They went somebody else. Yeah, that's Paul King's little brother. And they're like, crazy white boy. That's what they call him. Yeah. Who's your neighbor? Mose Carter? Get out of here. Are you serious? Wow. Wait, we got to tell my brother that. That's one of his people, man. Ask him about Paul King. And he saved my butt at school. That's all he had to say. He goes, that's Paul King's little brother. They're like, what? And then it was Tellis Frank, Tyrone Davis, TD, they called him. Wow, no shit. Yeah, he was cool. There was a lot of them that, and they knew, you know. Yep. He saved my butt from getting kicked in school. As soon as he said that, I go, crazy white boy? Yeah, because Paul beat up this dude, Ronnie Tiggs, right after my dad died. This dude, he was a bully at like Roosevelt and all that, and they kicked him out of schools. So he ended up at Lewallis, and him and Paul got into it in a shop class or some bullshit. And he was talking shit about my dad after he died, and because he knew he died, and he started talking shit to Paul. Paul beat the living shit out of that dude. That dude never even came back to school after that. Shit, Paul was beating up teachers. He beat up Mr. Janizak. I remember getting him first hour class when I got to the Wallace, and he was taking a roll call, and he's like, Stephen King, Paul King's little brother, and I was like, He goes, shut up. You look just like him. I was like, I went to I had to go to the office and tell him to get me out of that class because my brother beat him up the year before and put him in the hospital, and they put Paul in South Lake Mineral Hospital. They're like, something's wrong with this dude. Then we was in there, was some dude set off all the fire extinguishers and shit, flooded the whole damn floor. Oh my god. Yeah. They'd always put him in Coach Mac's class with all the trouble kids. Paul was a trip, man. I'm telling you, he's such a different person now. I love him to death, man. Little brother. He's yeah, poor Paul. But yeah, you know, and I was always grateful for that, him paving the way for me, you know, through those years. And then I still had my people I had to deal with, kids my age that didn't know who my brother was, you know. That's the ones I had to deal with. But anybody older, they knew who Paul was. Crazy white boy? That's what he said. Yeah, he was, man, don't make him come up here messing with his little brother. Yeah. And then one time this dude Eric Lowe, he was an asshole, man. Do you know him, Ruth? They used to call him Herc. Hercules, Herc. He's well, I think he gave himself that name. But he wouldn't even go to our school. He went to Calumet, but he grew up in 49th. Eric Lowe, he got shot behind Bailey School by a cop one time. Didn't kill him, shot him in the shoulder. Then he was bouncing at a bar a few years back in Gary, and somebody shot and killed him. Anyways, he would come up to school, and he's a big old muscle bound dude, and he would start shit, you know. And one time, me and all my friends were sitting on the east side of the Wallace on the stairs, and he walked up and he started talking shit, acting all badass and shit. And I forget what he said, and I was like, "What?" And he punched me in my chest, and he knocked the wind out of me, man. And he was like 3, 4 times my size. Oh man, it hurt so bad. And he punched me in the chest, knocked the wind out of me. Like, oh, that's all right. He laughed about it. We left. Well, when I got home from school that night, when Paul came home, I told him what happened. He said, "What?" And I go, "Eric Lowe, man. You know." He goes, "I know who he is." I go, "Yeah, man. He punched me in my chest, man. Fucking knocked the wind out of me and shit." He's like, "I got you." So he asked me, he's like, "Does he always come up there?" I go, "Yeah, pretty much almost every day, you know." He goes to Calumet. He'll catch the bus and get the city bus and get off right by the Wallace. And he come on the Wallace because they had open campus. And he would come up there and strut his shit and try to act badass and shit. You know what I mean? And I go, "Yeah, man, he's always come up there." He gets off the bus, you know. He's like, "All right." Well, like a few days later, standing out there, and I didn't know he was coming that day. And me and my friends are out there. Here comes Eric Lowe again, man. He comes over and talking shit. I look over and I see this blue Mustang coming. Here we go. I didn't say nothing. It was my brother's girlfriend's car. And they pull up in that little alleyway next to the school. Paul gets out, comes walking up to her, and he goes, "Hey, man." And Eric turned around and he said, "What's up? What's up, Paul?" He goes, "You like punching on little kids, man? You like fucking." He goes, "Huh?" He goes, "That's my little brother, motherfucker." Pop out, man. He fucking lit him up. Oh, my God. Beat his ass in front of everybody, man. Got back in the car and left. Swear he's like mafia and shit. He beat shit out of him. His girlfriend sat in the car and watched it. Paul and his girlfriend pull up. He got out. We lit him up. That dude, he wouldn't even look at me no more. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get some school pictures out, too. We're going to start pulling some pictures up on here. And, yeah, we're going to do some cool stuff. This is the beginning. This is what we want to start since the beginning of the year. I want to kick it off tonight and just kind of give you guys the lowdown and maybe get a little head start on some stories, you know what I mean? From my stories. And then I'm not sure if we're gonna alternate and go back and forth from my channel to his channel doing these. I think I probably would because it's gonna help boost his stuff around too. Yeah, I was. I always felt lucky to have my brother around for sure. But man, he lit that dude up, man. Wow. I was like, wow. All my friends are like, damn. Then I had my mom was married to this dude for a while. He was an asshole, but he would protect us. And he was a black belt. And man, our friends would come over to our house on Sundays and bring their own bricks over for him to break. Lord was badass. He had a thing set up in our basement, like all these clamps where he would put wood and he would do his jump up, breaking boards. And he was a badass. I got some stories about him kicking people's asses over us too. All this shit's gonna come out. You guys are gonna hear all this stuff, all of it. You're gonna hear about the time Paul, even my brother, took that dude down. Bow. Watch. There's some crazy shit coming. You guys can hear all these stories. My family's heard all these stories. Brandy's heard these stories. And I always thought it would be cool to even loosely base this on like a entertaining like series on TV. It's all there, and it's cool stuff, and then there's a lot of good things too, you know what I mean? But we're seeing a lot of crazy shit too. But it was fun growing up in Gary. And I'm just glad neither one of us has ever been felons, you know what I mean? So I feel like we survived like the crazy shit. What up, man? How's it going? But we're still here, and we're still in the region. So you can walk outside my house. It take me 20 minutes to hit the Gary border walking, you know what I mean? I get there in like 3 minutes in my car. So we're still in the region. And we grew up, and like I said, we don't think we're the kings of Gary. That's even not what it is. We are the kings, King brothers from Gary. So we're the kings of Gary, Indiana. But yeah, we're not the kings of Chicago or the kings. We grew up in Gary. Heard that, man. I'm gonna kick off the series we're gonna start this year, man. Me and my brother. We're gonna start telling these stories, man, of our lives and growing up and stuff we've seen and the stuff we've done and you know try to be real and tell these stories truthfully and the way they happen. I mean, I'm sure there's some stuff we're gonna have to leave out, but hey, it's entertaining, man, and they're good stories. Like I tell my family and friends a lot of this shit, and they're like, man, you guys need to tell this story to other people, write a book, but this is the way we're gonna do it. We're gonna and like I said, I'm gonna have next week. I have my brother up here on the screen with me. We're gonna listen to some of his stories, and then we'll talk about some of our stories together, and maybe if other people that grew up in Gary want to join the panel, I can have like 8 people on here, I think, at least. But we'll keep it down to like 3 or 4. So if we get people, anybody wants to ever jump up on the screen with us, you guys let us know. And all I do is email you a link. You click the link and bring it into the studio. If you got a webcam or a camera on your computer or whatever, we can bring you up on the screen and we can listen to some of your stories. Yeah, we are. And you know what? When they got really bad at the Wallace, that was like those years I was there by myself. I only went to the Wallace 1 year, and that's why I skipped school so much because it was crazy. And I told my mom, I got jumped walking home from school for lunch one time, hit with a garbage can, and told my mom, you gotta get us out of here, mom. My brother was already gone. It's just me and my sister and my mom. You gotta get us out of here. Something's gonna happen. So she did. She moved us to Portage, and I still don't know how to act. And they want to kick me out of Portage. I had to calm down. But like I said, we're lucky we would be alive, and we're lucky that neither one of us ever did anything bad. And we're not felons, we're not thieves. You know what I mean? We're not drug addicts, we're not drunks. And that was another thing. I went through my drug phase and a little more than my brother did. You know what I mean? Our drinking phase. I don't drink anymore. I don't do none of that shit, man. And there's a lot of people out there that are still doing it. And it's like, man, I feel bad for them. But I can't worry about them as much as myself. I'm just trying to survive and keep a roof over my family's head and do the best I can. And I'm glad I never. I know, right? Clink, clink, clink. Yeah, schools are a trip in Gary, but yeah, man, we survived it, and that's what we want to do. We just want to tell these stories. There's so many, like the Paula Cooper, the girls that killed the Bible school teacher by my school. That was the last year. That's the year I was at Little Wallace, and that was another thing. It's like, come on, mom, you gotta get us out of here. I think I was 1 out of 4 white people left in the school. So, and I was messed with because of that. So, but for the most part, I was okay. I mean, I had my battles. A lot of my fights growing up was because of my sister, because we're only a year and a half apart, and my brother's 5 years older than I am. My sister's a year and a half younger than me. So a lot of my fights, a lot of them, every time I think of a fight in school or growing up, it's because somebody messed with my sister, or saying something or. And she was a fighter too, boy. She could fight. That girl, man. She can drop some hammers, boy. But that's what this is gonna be about. The King Brothers stories. I think we're gonna do it every Thursday at 7 because we were kicking around and that's the best time for him. Um, So we're gonna do that, and if you can't make it, I'll be on for sure. But I'm gonna get them up on the screen, and like I said, any other people that want to jump on panel on the screen with us, tell some of their stories, so let us know. I would like to hear some stories myself. Even if you didn't grow up in Gary, who cares? But yeah, that's what this is about. Our survival, our legacy. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be cool. Right? That's it, bro. That's it. Yep. Exactly. Yep. That's what it's all about, man. Man, my truck's in the shop. I can't wait to get it out. I had a CV axle going out of my Toyota, the front passenger side. I know I should have changed both, but I can only afford to do one at a time. But luckily, my brother-in-law told it for me over to the garage. It's gonna do it. The guy's doing it for a good price. Certified mechanic, good mechanic, clean mechanic. I had to order the part. It was supposed to be here today, and then FedEx. I got a email or a update. They said it won't be here till tomorrow. Now I'm like, man, I need my truck back. If he said once it comes, it'll only take him like an hour and a half to change it. So, yep, I miss my Toyota. What up, man? I popped up, bro. I was just talking about the Toyota being in the shop, CV axle. Yeah, man, Patterson. I'm gonna keep doing my lives on Tuesday nights. Then Thursday nights at 7, my brother and I are gonna be doing this one, telling our stories about Gary, growing up in Gary. Some of these stories, man. Man, I've been telling them all night. But that's just the beginning of it. I'm trying to go back to some of my first memories through the years. You know what I mean? Some of these crazy stories, crazy shit we've seen, crazy shit we've done. And Jim, if you ever want to jump up here on screen with me, let me know. Anybody's invited. If you want to, if you got a laptop with a camera, I'll send you a link. Click on the link, bring you right into my studio, bring you up on the screen. So, anybody got stories, about growing up? I know it's about me and my brother growing up in Gary, but I would love to hear some of you guys' stories too. You know what I mean? Like I said, even if you didn't grow up in Gary, that's where my grandma lived in Etna, 10th Avenue. That's where my dad always lived. Was out that way too. Uh, we they probably went to Wirt then. We did you see when we explored Wirt High School? It's all abandoned now. That's on my channel. I can't believe the shape that school's in such a short time, man. It's terrible. I can't wait to put this new video out. But yeah, that's what's gonna go down, man. Every Thursday at 7, we're gonna do this, and it's gonna be story time. Let's see, 19. So I guess I'll just leave it at that right now, and we'll just pick it back up next week. I know, man. I got the face for radio myself. Yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna dig up some old pictures. Actually, I took some pictures at my mom's tonight when I was over there. Uh, let's see if I can pull a couple more of them up. These are like family photos and stuff. I mean, just pictures. My mom's a collager. She likes to collage pictures. Oh, here's a good one, guys. You guys might have seen this one before. Look at that kid right in the center of the picture. Right in the center. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. Look at that kid. He got caught looking at a hustler. That's funny. Then right above that picture, we're all standing next to that van. That's me right there too. And that's my grandpa, DeSoto, up there at the top. My mom's dad. There's my twins at the bottom, Hayden and Gage. No, that was a Hustler magazine. I was hiding down there in the left corner. That's me and my sister. Man, I'm incriminating myself. That was one of my brother's hustlers. I was like, we staged that picture big time, but it was cool. See, we were even doing silly shit back then. That's my twins down at the bottom, and that's my niece Michelle right above them. My sister's daughter, one of them, and to the right of them, that's me. It's a checkered shirt on. I was probably like 12 years old with that Hustler magazine. That's so funny. Boom. Is that cool? So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to listen to some of my brother's stories again too. He's got some good ones, man. That dude's now that dude's lucky to be alive. I'm telling you, wait till you hear some of this shit. Yeah. But I think I'm gonna leave it at that for now, and shit, we'll pick it up next week. Some more tales from the hood. Tales from the hood. I've been wanting to do this forever. We wanted to, like I said, we wanted to go out to, like the locations and do these stories, but it's just I don't know. I was just there. I feel like I can sit here and tell stories better if I'm relaxed at home. Instead of watching over my back, standing in the hood. So yeah, maybe we'll drive by and do some videos too. Show you some of these places we're talking about. But yeah, man, this is fun, you guys. Flo, thanks for always being there and always showing up on all your support. And Patterson, you're supposed to stop by the shop. Um, Man, I heard we're supposed to get a bunch of snow or something, huh? Yeah, have a good night, Chris, man. Happy New Year. Hope this year is good, better for everybody. But yeah, hit the notification and Thursdays at 7. We're gonna do this one. Tuesdays at 8, like always. We'll do my little live stream. Hey, you called Moses Jr.? Did you ask him about Paul King? Yeah, you know what? This was kind of a last minute thing. I think that's why. I wasn't planning on doing this. And then after I got done eating and stuff, and I had to run to my mom's, the kids wanted to go see Mimo. So I took them over there real quick. And she only lives 5 minutes down the road. And do you remember my brother? And yeah. So I was like, I'm going to jump on and I'm just going to kind of get this thing rolling a little bit and explain what it's all about so everybody knows. But, yep. Yep. It's snowing out. He's a pastor at a church now, right? I think my brother had talked to him a while back. He's the one that told me. He was always cool. Should maybe we even get him up on panel one night. Tell some stories. No snow, huh? Yeah, we're about to get more, I think. We're at 67. Probably knew some of my family, the Kings. But yeah. All right, you guys, I'm gonna jump off here, and this was cool. I love telling these stories. I'm glad you guys are here to listen to them. But yeah, thanks for listening to my stories. Like I said, that ain't even nothing. Wait, all the good ones ain't even. There's so many, so many. Yeah, I know. We've been doing appointments only, man. I'm there at noon to 5 usually for sure. But any later than that, I try to get the hell out of there. It's slow time right now. So yeah. Email me, Jim. I'll give you my number, man. Shoot me an email. Then I give you my number, and then you can give me a call or whatever. King 219 tattoo. No S. Tattoo. King 219 tattoo at Gmail. But yep. All right, Ruth and Jim and Flo and Chris and who else do we have in here tonight? I don't know what happened. And Mike, hey man, thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for hanging out with us for a little bit. Michelle, if you're still on, Buckle Bunny, man, I feel so bad for her. Joni, Just James, Happy New Year. Man, it was cute. Jeezy, he took off too. Butters and Kenny. Nobody stuck around, huh? I don't know. Maybe they don't like the stories. Maybe it was a bad idea. Was it a bad idea? You guys want to hear more stories next week? I got a new background coming from behind me. Let you guys see it. It's really cool. And I'm gonna start working on trying to, like I said, change this down here. The thing. Cool. Thanks, Ruth. She's all listen. I know, Flo. Thank you. You're the best. But yeah, I'm gonna jump off here, guys. You guys have a good night and stay safe and much love. And I'll talk to you guys next week. See you guys Tuesday. I'm gonna work on this video I've been working on. I'm gonna work on that a little bit more tonight. Hopefully, I get it finished and saved. That way, I can upload it. But yep, I'm gonna jump out of here. Appreciate you guys hanging out, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.